We've got 1:18 left in the first. Passes to Portis to halt the run, and he hits the jump shot. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. Feeds it to Sims. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Brooklyn with the ball after the miss from Joakim Noah. 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Bulls trail by 21. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Sloan. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And good on the basket. Book it.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The three. Offensive rebound. Hollis Jefferson. The Nets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And the first one drops. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. He got it up, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Nets out in front, delivering the blowout. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
We've got Young. Also, Brook Lopez out there. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Jarrett Jack. And it's Kilpatrick in at the shooting guard position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Did not need 2 hands for that slam.
You know, he can save the other hand for the next time.
One will do just fine.
Yeah, but just to switch it up a little bit.
And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Bulls making a change here. Rose is checked in. Here's Kilpatrick. No good on the quick 3. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Greg, you think they've been rattled?
They have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced. And listen, the Nets had an up-and-down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
Now here's McDermott. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Good. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
And it's Kilpatrick missing. Clark, it would take a major comeback for them to get back into this game.
You know, the chances, Kevin, of that happening are extremely slim.
You have got to be kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Jordan kicks to Gibson.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Here's Kilpatrick. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in it. And he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, my man. he looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Now here is Jack. Following the miss by Taj Gibson to the right side. And the basket by Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Nets.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
In transition, here come the Nets. Jack leading the charge.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Here's Jack following the score by Taj Gibson. Outside Jack. Fires from deep. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And in this second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Pass to Kilpatrick. There's the three. Jordan with the rebound.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
And Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Here's Sloan. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He kicks it to Sims. Now the dish to Bogdanovich. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Sloan. Here's Robinson. Drops in the layup for 2. Robinson's got 6.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Now here is Mirotic. Rebounded by Kilpatrick.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road to illustrate how good they are on the road. Last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
Here's Sloan. Hands it from downtown. Sloan's got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Here's Portis. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that,
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Here's Sloan, guarded by Jordan. They set the pick. Here's the three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
Here's Sloan. He has 6. Fires the three. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Nets.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, when you look at the opponent...
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
And what a game for Jack. He's got 14 points, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with any loose passes or sloppy ball handling.
So the Bulls 5 right now. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Butler and McDermott filling out the perimeter. And it's Jordan in at the point guard position. Pass to Bogdanovic. Fires from deep. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Bogdanovic has gone 2 of 3 from the field. Jordan kicks to Gibson. Right side, Butler. Back to Gibson. Young with the steal. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. It's tipped. And Young slams it home.
And they're not taking their foot off the pedal. They just keep adding to their lead.
Well, it's never a good idea to back off and ease up, and it doesn't look like that thought's even crossed their mind. I love it.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
McDermott can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort. You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
Here's Jack following the score by Taj Gibson. There's the pass to Kilpatrick. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Good. Lopez has got 8 points.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Brooklyn. Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. And here's Brooklyn. Some momentum with a 15-2 run underway. Jack's shot is good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Now here is Jack. After the miss from Doug McDermott. The feed to Young. From the wing. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gibson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Doug McDermott. The Bulls have gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Not how they pictured the half started.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. One-on-one fast break. Here's Butler. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Here's Bogdanovich. 9 points in the game so far. Now, here is Mirotic. And it's Butler missing.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Nets making a switch here. Sims is checked in. Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. 1:22 left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Sloan. He's got 6. Plays it up and banks it in. Sloan's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address. No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Brooklyn.
Guys, one of the themes in this game has been how much of their scoring has come off turnovers.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
He's off on the 2nd.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic.
Substitution for the Nets, Sean Kilpatrick.